My name's Anthony. What brings you in here today?
Hi, I'm Ashley. So I'm not totally sure why I'm here. Like, my boyfriend kind of suggested that I come, and he had brought it up multiple times, and I kind of just wanted him to get off my back, so I figured whatever. So he and I have been together for like a couple of years, and we were trying to have a baby, and it wasn't really happening. And then I did finally get pregnant, and we were super excited about it. And then a couple of months ago, I had a miscarriage, and that was hard. That was definitely hard for me to deal with. But I think what made it even harder is that he kind of changed too. Like, he's been pretty distant, hasn't really been communicating with me. Like, our relationship has kind of changed. We were really happy, and he won't really talk to me about it. So like, I can't really pinpoint like what the problem is. Yet he says that he thinks I need to go to counseling. So here I am.
It seems like you have a lot going on with having a so you had a miscarriage.
Yeah.
And so you have a lot going on. It seems like you're very stressed out. What is this? How long have you guys been in a relationship for?
Let's say 2 years.
Yeah, two years. So how have you felt through all this? Because I know this could be a very traumatic experience.
It's been hard, and I didn't really know how to process it. Like, I've never had to go through anything like this, and it just feels so hard, especially since we had been trying for so long. And then we were so excited, and then it was kind of just like this huge disappointment. And I guess part of me, and this might sound stupid, but part of me was kind of like, I felt bad for even being optimistic about it and just expecting to like go full term. And I don't know, I just have a lot of thoughts going on in my head. I kind of blame myself. I wonder if there was anything that I could have done differently to prevent this. I don't know, it's complicated.
I know you mentioned that you were excited about this, but you also said it was a big disappointment. Can you explain me kind of like how you feel like this? What you kind of feel?
So we've been trying for a while, and there were, some points in there where I was kind of worried about, like, do I want to be a mom? Am I gonna be a good mom? And he was always like very supportive, and he kind of like made me feel better about that kind of stuff. But I think it was hard, like, when we couldn't get pregnant, like, what am I doing wrong? Is this my fault? All that kind of stuff. So then when we did, finally get the news, it was like, oh wow, this is great. Like, we were finally getting, what we wanted. And then just to have that all just go away, like, that was really, really disappointing. Like, that was really, really hard. And like I said, like, I wasn't really sure how to process it. Like, I didn't really know what to do. And usually if something's wrong, I'll just lean on him. But now he won't really engage with me the way he used to, and I don't really know what to do.
Yeah, I understand that that's a really stressful. And you said he hasn't been talking to you. Have you had any sort of interaction with him since um, all this has happened?
We don't really spend as much time together anymore. And when we do, like, he kind of talks to me, but it's about, like, little things, like how his day was and stuff. Like, he absolutely refuses to talk to me about, like, how he's been feeling since the miscarriage. So I have no idea what's going on in his mind. Like I mentioned, that I kind of blame myself. I have no idea if he blames me as well. Like, I just have no idea what's going through his head.
I understand. And how's your how's your family life been between you and your family?
I think things have been good, like, especially since I haven't been able to talk to him, since he won't really be supportive. I've been leaning on my family and my friends a lot more to kind of get the support I wish I was getting from him.
Yeah, so it sounds like your friends and family have kind of been your outreach and support system.
Yeah.
Sounds like they've kind of been there for you throughout this interaction. That's awesome. Awesome. So have you had a chance to sit down with them and like discuss, trying to talk about this situation? Because I know it's stressful, and you guys may want to talk about it.
I've tried, but every time I bring it up, he kind of just finds a way to completely avoid the subject. Like, sometimes he'll, like, it seems like he gets annoyed, and he kind of just like, I don't want to talk about that. Or he'll say like everything is fine, and like, he just avoids it in any way that he can, and I'm not really sure what else to do at this point. Like, I don't know what approach would work with him.
So what are some things you guys are both interested in that kind of knit you guys together?
You mean like things that we do together for fun and stuff?
Sure. Yeah.
We like movies a lot, like movies and shows. Like, we kind of have
Okay.
like a lot of stuff that we usually keep up with. We kind of like going out, hanging out with friends, doing fun things like that. We love food, so we'll either like try out new recipes and stuff, or we'll like go to, try to pick different restaurants and like see how the food is and stuff. So those are kind of like the main stuff that we do together.
So have you guys had time, because I know you guys have a lot going on with all this happening, have you guys been able to go out and just kind of have like any of these interactions with each other?
Not as much as we used to. Seems kind of more sporadic now, and we have usually when we do stuff like that, it's kind of like going to the movies, and I feel like personally he might be doing that just because like it kind of keeps him from having to talk.
I understand. So how's the relationship? You said you've been together 2 years. So in this 2 years, how's this relationship been as a whole?
I mean, usually we were pretty good. Like, we always had fun together. Like, always, talking and laughing and just being really happy with each other. And that was a big part of the reason why I've been with him for this long, is because I've actually been happy with him, and he's like one of the few men who's like actually like treated me well. So now that he's kind of like switched it up and is being different and isn't really being supportive, I don't really know how to handle that, because that's usually not like him. And with something like this big happening, I definitely would have expected something different from him. I expected him to be there for me the way he usually is.
Yeah, and I understand that to be very stressful, and it's actually nice. You mentioned earlier how you have your friends and family as your outreach. I can definitely, if it's possible for you, just continue using that person to help you as your support system, because that's very important for us to have a coping mechanism or a support system to turn to. So I definitely suggest or recommend or for you to continue using that. It's awesome to have people by your side.
Yeah.
When you're struggling. So other than with all this going on, how have you been feeling other than like stress and stuff? Do you have a job like job outside of all this going on?
Yeah, and I think that has. Well, I'm not sure if it's been helpful or hurtful. Because I mean, it's not like I could stop going to work or stop going to school or anything. So I kind of still had to just push through it, keep on doing everything that was expected of me. So I guess that's been a distraction. And I guess I was happy to have that distraction, like without having to go to work and stuff. Like, I don't even know if I would have gotten out of bed on most days, but I think maybe it kind of keeps me from really dealing with the problem, because I can avoid it so much easier.
Yeah. I know sometimes when we're frustrated or stressed out, we kind of like internalize how we feel, and that kind of like maybe feel like it's helping us out currently, but in the long run, maybe it's helpful to like talk to someone about your feelings. So having your support systems here and being able to come in and talk to someone is gonna maybe kind of nice to maybe get stuff off your chest.
Yeah, I think so. It definitely feels better than I thought it would, especially because I haven't been able to talk to him about it.
Yeah. So, I have some suggestions maybe that we could work on through our next meeting if you would like to come in. So it seems like you and your boyfriend may at some point want to talk about this and maybe try to work through these issues. And I'd like to continue meeting with you, but maybe in the future we could maybe introduce your boyfriend here and kind of talk to him. I would like to get to know him a little bit and kind of see what's going on, build a relationship with him as well. Maybe we could all talk about what's going on if that's something you're interested in.
Yeah, I think I'd be willing to do that. I'm not sure if he will, so that's something I kind of have to bring up with him. But yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'd be willing to do that.
Awesome. Thank you. It was nice meeting with you today.
Yeah, nice meeting you too.
Okay.